Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to IVRL Week 21 Peacekeepers vs. Blackwatch. I am IP28, your solo caster for this evening. I want to welcome everybody in. Appreciate anybody here that's tuning in and watching this amazing matchup we got here on this wonderful Friday night. Again, Peacekeepers versus Blackwatch, last week of the final season, and we are about to see if Peacekeepers can hold on to their guaranteed spot into the postseason, and if Blackwatch can somehow pull this upset off and make their way into the postseason. Currently, Peacekeepers sitting at number 6 in the NA, and Blackwatch currently at number 13 in the NA. And I believe Peacekeepers stays up there in the top 7 or so in the world, close to it, and Blackwatch just outside of about 17th or 18th in the world. And I believe it's going to be top 15 going to make it into the postseason. So details will be given out this weekend to ensure those details of the postseason. But Blackwatch needs this upset to make their way in. Peacekeepers need this win to keep their guaranteed spot as well. Again, I am IP28. Welcome here to IVRL. Let's check out the bans that happened today for these two teams. If you're a bit unfamiliar with the IVRL and how things work, we are in set number 3, which is kind of like group 3 of the regular season. It is the final group. It means set 3 of the map pool. In front of you, 10 maps are in set number 3. 8 DPI maps left to right are all DPI. Onward built-in maps. 2 on the far right, Arctic and Shipyard, are your custom maps. They are made by custom map makers, people out there like you and I, or anybody that wants to decide to just get into the map making business. So you can make a map and submit it to the game. The game, if it's playable, they'll put it into the rotation of custom maps, and then if the league decides it's league worthy, they'll pick it up and put it in their league. So with the maps, or with the bans, and how that works for us is the home team and the away team both get to pick 2 bans apiece. Home team goes first. On their very first ban, they took away Abandon, the largest and newest DPI map that has entered into the league and into the game. Longevity wise, it's the longest, but I believe Downfall is a bit wider in that aspect, so still one of the longest maps for sure. And then in the next 2 bans, the away team gets 2 bans in a row, and Blackwatch has taken away Cargo and Suburbia, 2 very close quarter maps, lots of quick action, and they're just taking those off the table. Don't want to play that type of map tonight. And then 4th and final ban goes back to the home team, and Peacekeepers take away Shipyard, one of the custom maps, a bit of the longer custom map. And custom maps are new to some of the players and teams, as they don't get to play them as often as the DPI maps. That's where we're sitting at, and we have 6 maps left in the map pool to choose from. Home team gets the very first map pick, and let's take a look at what their first map pick is. And that is going to be Bazaar. We are heading to Bazaar for map number 1. A pretty large map in scale, but also when you break it down, it is very close quarters in an aspect. There's a couple long lanes, which are roads, but other than that, you're in buildings and alleyways that become very close quarters. And it's going to be a fun map. Lots of action. I've seen Peacekeepers on this map. Our team has played Peacekeepers on this map. Very knowledgeable and very tactical on this map. I would imagine we could probably see some good 4- and 5-man pushes as Peacekeepers does, but Blackwatch has got their hands full. This is Peacekeepers map pick, and we shall see how that one's going to turn out for them. Let's jump around, fly around Bazaar, see what we're dealing with here. As you can tell, we do have 9 of 10 in the lobby. And I would imagine the 5th and final member of Peacekeepers should be in very shortly. Let's go over what we have so far in the starting lineup. Blackwatch running with all 5 members so far. Nomad, Brandon, J1s, Cash Crazy, Noto Now, and J Welch 159. And all 5 are starters on that squad. So far on the Peacekeeper side, Virus, Hondo VR, Nardu, and Rushers. Again, 4 starters for sure. Not sure what their 5th is going to be. Hopefully we'll see here shortly, but flying around into Bazaar, our very first objective is going to be in Kiat. And Kiat here in the far north is a 3-story build, or 2-story building, I apologize. And with the objective here at Kiat, this brings up the most spicy and high octane type of a objective on this game. As you can see, the satellite dish here in the middle of us, places to cap from. You can cap from either side, either room, on the sides of the OBJ, above it, and on the porches of those and the corners of those rooms as well. So potentially six spots that you have to watch as defense from being capped on, and capped on being sending the uplink and earning the maximum 2 points per round. Very tough one to defend, very fun one to watch and see the action go down. But here and onward, it is a 5v5 milsim, more realism type of a multiplayer shooter game. 5 defense, 5 offense. And Peacekeepers are starting on offense. They'll be in the tan jerseys. Blackwatch will start on defense in the black uniforms. And the goal is for the defense to guard that satellite dish that I just showed you, that uplink. There is 6-minute rounds where they have to protect that uplink at all cost, and do not allow the Peacekeepers to either kill all of their team or get within a certain radius of that satellite dish and punch in a 7-digit code that's randomized each round. And punching in that code is not as easy as it sounds. It is have to be off memory. Your tablet on your back, you pull out and the code will show the 7 digits, and then you have to click off the screen onto a new screen and then type those 7-digit code back in while being shot at or in smoke or under gunfire or whatever it may be. And anxiety and nerves get to some people, and very hard to do. I would say the capping radius is about a 10-15 foot realism type radius, and not as easy as it seems. Looks like Diesel, our 5th and final member of Peacekeepers, has jumped in, and we are about to begin round number 1 here on map number 1, week 21.
Let's do that thing we do.
All right, boys, last game of the season. Let's make it memorable.
Yes.
As Blackwatch does start defense here on Kiats, like Nomad did mention, their team captain. Let's make this one memorable. It is the last round, our last match of the regular season.
Just focus. They can be in the west alley.
Offense getting somewhat of a south quick spawn, and they are able to run up very quickly into the courtyard here in the west. It's like a 3-man push heading far west into the courtyard, 2 heading straight into what we call Bazaar. Center Market, Center Bazaar, as Brandon J1's is tucked in right along the fountain here. Hearing the callouts coming from the Peacekeepers, using the wood crates in the little markets to their advantage in coverage, but those are all penetrable. Everything wood is penetrable, so you do have to, when you do get spotted, you do have to be careful that you're not in a position to immediately take fire. Cash Crazy in a very powerful spot, looking around the staircase here into the market area as Nardu is approaching very quickly. Footsteps are going to be heard from Cash Crazy, now looking through the window instead. And Nardu putting out a little M203 smoke, a little more blockage and view on the fountain there. Nardu going to push his luck, work into the objective. Is Nomad going to see him? Nomad does not see him. No, he is upstairs ready, looking to cap. He is getting called out.
He's inside.
He's dead. He's dead.
Okay.
They don't know Nardu is up here, as he can't put the code in. Nardu left all alone, and the uplink does come. Sending the uplink upstairs, quickly getting in. Wow, what a job there by Nardu. And Nardu was up there for quite some time. And Peacekeepers taking an early 2-point lead here on map number 1. Wow, what a push there by the offense, and using that M203 smoke, that long-lasting, you know, not able to throw away type of smoke. You can't do anything with that M203 smoke. Once it lands, you just have to let it wear out. Unlike other hand smoke, you're able to find that hand smoke and toss it away if you like. But that M203 smoke lasting a little longer and, you know, unable to get rid of it did give a lot of coverage for Nardu just to run past the defense there and inside, straight upstairs into one of those rooms like we mentioned where that cap can happen right there on that porch. And what a job by Peacekeepers and Nardu to take this first round. 2 points. Maximum casualty there for Blackwatch. They don't know Nardu is up here as he can't put the code in. Nardu left all alone, and the uplink does come. Sending the uplink upstairs, quickly getting in. And jumping back into round number 2. Let's see what the offense is going to have in store. Right. Need to bounce back, grab a point here or two.
Blast it real quick, no biggie. I'm going to let Cash run first.
Check out the Peacekeeper side and what they have planned for defense as Hondo pushes towards Kiat. Virus pushing towards the east and 3 pushing hard to the west. And let's see if that's going to pay off. I mean, to the east and Virus pushing to the west. See if that's going to play out for him as the offense also spreading out. One watching the center cross, making sure nobody pushing market. And we have 2 more, Brandon J and Jay Welch are going to push through the far west side. And it does seem like a popular push amongst a lot of teams. Nomad taking some shots.
Is he backed off that I could cross?
I can't see him.
Can you suppress it for 1 second? I'll go cross.
And good teamwork call there as Nomad and Noto work together across that open ground as Noto is pushing more and more towards Virus here. Will Virus hear the footsteps? Virus in a powerful location. You can see all the coverage that Virus had on his body. Just a slight sideways gun angle here to give him maximum coverage. And just watching this road. And just turning away. Will Noto push at the right time? And Virus is hearing the call-outs from Nomad as he peeks back and forth, wondering where the next spot to look is. Noto now knowing that this is going to be a very tough push as Nomad is looking for that kill, does not find it. Virus getting the great shot through the window there, taking one down, and flash coming out, and Virus will be flashed for a good 7 seconds. Oh, and Virus throwing another flash, going to increase his flash. Smokes coming out from Noto a bit high and far as we get action through Center Bazaar here. Cash Crazy putting down some pre-fire into the market as Virus does trade with Noto there. And does look like Noto is still down, able to give call-outs. Brandon J finding rushers.
-1.
Brandon looking down this north road here as Diesel is protecting it behind the sandbags. Concrete bags or sandbags, whatever you want to call it there. Hondo watching the cross here in the front of objective as Nardu is keeping an eye and ear onto west side. Cash Crazy finding Diesel. Rotating back, and then they're also going to get this revive out. So we're going to go quickly to a 4v2 here.
Cash, I'm inside.
Sorry. Wrong guy. All right.
What a great job by the offense and by Blackwatch to grab that pickup, increasing their advantage, you know, dramatically here as they were at a 3v2. Now we go to a 4v2. Hondo on the backside, north side of Kiat, when Nardu guarding that west, and does find Jay Welch trying to push that courtyard. And back up to a 2v3. Hondo hearing footsteps and call-outs from Noto now and Cash as they do push. Brandon J knows Nardu is somewhere over here as his teammate just recently died in this area. Nardu with his back pretty exposed. Could just, you know, if Brandon takes this slow, he could shoot Nardu right in the back, really opening up this cap opportunity and securing this round as Hondo is getting pushed and pressured a bit from this side. Nardu does find Noto across the market. It's going to send Brandon J to a bit of a panic and does find Nardu down to 1. Hondo, last man up, does find Cash Crazy, and we are down to a 1v1. Not sure if the kill counts are accurate. Brandon should be pretty close to having that kill count as he is jumping down. I'm stuck on the fence, unfortunately, but Hondo finds Brandon J as he does try to push into the objective area. Round 2 going to Peacekeepers, going up 3-0. Round was looking pretty good there for Blackwatch. You know, it started off with a few early deaths, but then the revive came out and a couple quick refags back onto the Peacekeepers. And Blackwatch really had that advantage there with the 4-2. A couple individual pushes coming from the west, not really backing up as Nardu was clearing out that west courtyard. And the guys in the east did work together, but somebody got picked early. And you know, at the end there, who was it? Jay Welch, I believe, had that opportunity to push in, but took that early step to throw some utility and jump down. And as he was trying to grab his gun back, I think he ended up getting shot there. So it was tough for him on that one.
He's in your mic books.
It's a Mary with the mic plug?
What are you playing on now? You change, you just make it.
He's still on Chris.
I'm just making fun of Nomad almost.
I'm a rich PC boy now.
Checking out this offense and defensive push here as Nardu is trying to clear out, make sure nobody crosses his street. Hondo and Nomad do trade. Hondo's still up, Nomad still up. Diesel getting that confirmation, but now we do have the west courtyard objective, and all 4 members of Peacekeepers are I got 4 members of Peacekeepers pushing through that west courtyard, and rushers hanging back watching that street cross. Last thing these guys want on the Blackwatch side is another cap to come out to end this round, or end this map 5-0. So Brandon J finding Diesel. What an excellent shot. Sitting on the objective area. Virus going to pick this and possibly catch him, or even Nardu. Brandon J. Cash Crazy finding Nardu as the defense is looking good and strong here. 4-man defense against 3 of Peacekeepers.
34. One site, one diesel.
Hondo working through the north side. As Cash Crazy and Noto both have great coverage here on the north. Hondo spots out Cash Crazy looking for that kill, but Cash with a good quickly refrag. Shots onto Hondo, not quite connecting, but scaring him off back into the courtyard. Jay Welch with that important hold here in this market. Will anybody see rushers about to cross? Jay Welch approaching. Oh, rushers on the backside. And 2 quickly go down as rushers in a very powerful spot. Another one goes down, all down to Noto, and he does need to watch both the backside and the front side. Going to be running around like crazy. Noto finding one and finding another, but getting that trade. Or no, I'm sorry, rushers winning that one, not trading. And quickly Peacekeepers going up 4-0 here on map number 1. Well, defense was looking strong there, and you know, holding in good angles and having that street covered well. Jay Welch, I believe, got a little nervous there. Came out of his courtyard trying to push the back side of the courtyard and exposed himself on the street a bit, and was able to get taken down in the back by rushers. And that kind of opened up that cross on the street, which allowed those guys to move. You know, the deaths come in, the rotations start coming in from the defense. You got to rotate to cover angles that you lost. And then that's when Peacekeepers do. They wait, and you pick one or two, and then the defense starts rotating more and more. And they just keep waiting, you know, and they keep pressuring you and throwing utility and making you rotate and just picking you off. And then in the last final minute or so, they make their heavy pushes usually. You know, they got that stuff planned out really well, and Blackwatch needs to come back here, grab this offensive round, and take some points here on map number 1. And it's Peacekeepers map, so they are very strong on it. They picked it for a reason.
All right, heads in the game.
As we are going to round number 4, the objective stays in the same location as last round, as we do get, you know, the offense gets a chance, or the team gets a chance at offense and at defense on the same objective. And quickly, offense pushing through market here. Noto now and Nomad running as a pair once again. Going to clear out Kiat and work their way through and into Hondo. 3 coming from the south and the southwest. Jumping around some POVs here. Getting an idea of how these comms are working and what these players are looking at and dealing with.
Backyards.
Just to remind people that in game, these guys don't see all these player highlights and player tags. You know, you turn everything off, you have no idea where the next person is or who's around what corner. You got to go off knowledge of the map, you know, sounds and communication with your teammates.
Center bazaar, at least one.
Nardu holding a very powerful angle, looking towards that north, guarding anything that would come across this street. You know, this one line is giving you perfect coverage all the way across this street, knowing that no one's not going to make it around you. As long as he does his job and holds his angle. And got some smoke coming out. Great smoke from Cash Crazy, as that landed perfectly on the objective area. Going to cause a little bit of rotation, a little bit of nervousness. And again, lines coming out here. As you can see, Diesel's line right across this street, watching for Brandon J, making sure he's not going to push that. Nardu finding Noto in the north, and there's... And Diesel finding Brandon J. And you can see these crossing lines where these guys are covering and just holding their lines.
No, Diesel killed one, so 53.
Jay Welch looking for where those shots came from. Cannot quite see Diesel yet, but Rushers and Cash Crazy, danger close here. As Cash has made it into here, is going to be able to hear Rushers. Does look like... Oh, I say utility was out. And And great flash there by Rushers as Hondo Nomad, C-Force Nomad. And what a first map that was for PK as they do go up 5-0 here in this matchup. What a first map, guys, and PK dominating map number 1 here on Bazaar, taking 5-0 so far. Now it is custom for them to switch hosts in the lobby, so we'll see if they duck out and go to a new hosted map, or if they decide to stay in this lobby and pass host across. But we are going to go to map number 2 here very shortly, and that will be Blackwatch's map pick. So they're going to pick their strongest map. Hopefully we see Blackwatch come back and come back strong here. They're not out of it, even losing 5-0. This total points here in the IVRL, so they can come back on the next map and also win 5-0, get themselves a tie against a very higher ranked team and help their SRS ranking system, but keeping it as close as possible. So not allowing Peacekeepers to score any points here is ideal. And it does look like we are going to stay here, and they are going to switch host as we go into map number 2, which is going to be Quarantine. Right, like we mentioned before, we are at Quarantine for map number 2. We do have a full lobby, just waiting for them to get things started, but explaining a little more about the IVRL scoring system. You had 2 maps and you play best of 9, first to 5 in each map. You are able to score 6 points if you do get that uplink sent, and your scoring pattern does work out to where your 2 points is going to get you up to 6 points without hitting 5 exactly. And it's possible for Blackwatch to still win this with that 6-point margin. And like we mentioned before, ideally we want another 5-0 on the Blackwatch side and give them a tie on this one. But Peacekeepers, super strong team, very, very knowledgeable and good on Quarantine as well, as it is a DPI map and been around for a while. Shots coming out early on the cross. Cash Crazy looking to shoot somebody down South Street. Does not find anybody. Shots coming out from Rushers, trying to protect any cross going to hospital. And we do have the objective here in what we call 2-story building directly under Rushers. Take a look at that mini map, and we can check out our defense. A good line defense back there on the east side, as one sits underneath in the basement of the mall area and Tank Courtyard. Offense pushing across with a nice little straight line, covering all angles and watching for any flanks. And as I mentioned, Nardu is underground there in that dark basement area. Could possibly be an ambush spot once people do make their way across, but as you can tell, very dark for Nardu. Turn off the player tags. Very hard to see him. You can see his laser. And see him running around there as well. Throwing a bit of utility. What a grenade. Made it all the way to center burning. Did not connect. And going to give away his position. Has been called out. Cash Crazy with a very nice angle there from center, burning all the way to 3-story, which is another popular location. As you can see, Hondo is there, but in a different spot on that 3rd floor. A good heavy north push here coming out from the likes of Noto and most likely Nomad, as they have been pushing together as a group lately. Nomad laying down prone underneath what we call the money trucks, or the armored trucks, and just looking for that angle to shoot through the mall area. In the motel area. Virus inside what they call motel, holding a very important angle, watching anybody creeping up here.
He'll push any minute now.
Still 5v5. 3 minutes has passed here on round number 1. Virus staying very protected in that window as he is looking for Nomad.
Yeah, when we get into the habit of like, we're gonna see.
And laser set up here in 3-story as they are looking for Hondo. Hondo very protected, holding at a very tight angle. Nobody can see him from this cross on this road here. Shots coming out from Virus looking for Nomad. Does not connect. Nomad did get past him, which is going to be a bit of a problem for the defense as he can make it around the backside. Cash Crazy and Nardu do trade inside the mall.
He's still up. We're both down. He's downed. Yeah, he's got to come.
And Brandon J is making a rotation, trying to find that revive and that kill. And Cash should be able to confirm that body. Brandon steals his kill. How dare you, Brandon? Good smokes to help block anything that rushers could possibly see. And Jay Welch going to try to approach into that South Dunes side. With that slow peek is going to be taken down by Hondo, and Brandon J finding the guy on the uplink building, but Diesel, another one guarding that. Noto now quickly getting that refrag. They know somebody's in 3-story. They know somebody is next to the uplink, and all go down here at the mall, bringing us down to Nomad creeping in the far east hills. It's a good approach from Nomad, and it's a much better approach with teammates up as they can draw in the distraction. But Diesel, seeing Nomad here, waiting for that kill, does find him as Peacekeepers take round number 1 here on map number 2. Right, total score, as you can tell, 6-0 here for Peacekeepers. Blackwatch needing to come back, gonna head into defense as they could score maximum 1 point. Let's see, they go to offense if they cap 3, defense 4, offense cap 6. So it's still technically the ability to tie this matchup. So Blackwatch will need to hold this defense, gather themselves 1 point, come back on offense with the cap, 2 points, making it 3 total. Back on defense for a hold, 4 points, and back on offense for another cap for 6 points, and tying the match. So not completely lost yet for Blackwatch, as they do need to fight for every round. Every round does matter here in the IVRL, as each point does count in your ranking system. Diesel holding a very powerful angle here across the street, making sure nobody pushes towards that south.
No south cross.
And Cash, just with timing, is gonna possibly find Diesel. Doesn't quite make the shots connect. More shots coming out from Cash Crazy, as he is looking for...
Got one at embassy. In front of us.
And Nardu finding Cash Crazy instead, as making those call outs.
54. One underground or up above? West.
And Jay Welch finding Diesel.
One above.
And the trade does come out, as Jay Welch downs 2 and 1 revive comes out. Unfortunate events there for Blackwatch, as 2 kills from Jay Welch are going to turn into 2 revives and back to a 5v3.
One just crossed over from hospital.
Terrible smokes.
Hondo and Diesel trying to work up. Noto now finding Nardu, as he's getting flanked. Diesel coming out, and Noto finding Diesel as well. Hondo going out and finding Noto on the quick refrag and leaving 2 up, as Brandon J runs out, thinking they're getting possibly capped on Nomad, finding that revive or that refrag as well, all by himself. Nomad left, no one available to help him, as Nomad is going to have to war off these 2 PK. I don't think he knows he's the last member up, as he is nowhere near objective currently. Hondo working back through the basement. Gonna come up the stairs possibly. It looks like he's gathering some utility. Virus in the far south dunes. And oh man, Nomad just missed that timing and is gonna take down Hondo. Again, Nomad nowhere near objective. I think he just looked at his tablet and realized there is no one left on objective. Virus in the far south dunes. Lasers just crossing past. Timing's not hitting. Nomad. Not sure if Nomad lost his tablet. It's unlike Nomad not to be on objective here or having full visibility of it. May not know he's last up. Drone has been taken down. Virus did have a drone out. And Nomad going down on the streets, as Virus did push in from the 3-story area with some drone work there to draw the attention. And that just told Virus exactly where Nomad was located. Excellent work there by PK, taking round number 2. For any of those that are just joining us and possibly missed it, we'll go back and look at the bands very, very quickly for you. As you can see what went down on the bans, PK started the bans off and taking away Abandon. And then as Blackwatch comes back for Cargo and Suburbia bans, and then back to PK, who take out Shipyard as their fourth and final ban. Map 1 Bazaar went 5-0 for PK, and then a good start here early in map number 2 as PK has gone 2 rounds in a row, taking both rounds offense and defense on the far east 2-story objective. Let's jump in, find out what that next objective is going to be. Looks like we are going to Impact Building.
Yep. No, they look kind of green, actually.
They got cameras on the light poles.
They got a green outer.
Are you allowed to
and a
talk about
white.
the CCP?
Thanks.
The real cameras, the light pole.
As long as it's not like blatantly against the rules, it's just like there's some politically correct stuff on.
And Blackwatch spreading out a bit here, going a few to the north side, and Cash Crazy pushing through the center.
That's it. Good bitch.
Does look like we have rushers up on the red scaffolding. Could get picked off by Nomad here as he is bouncing around quite a bit, and Nomad finding that kill onto rushers. Great work.
One red scaffolding north.
Good start here. Nardu knowing that there has been shots coming from the north. Going to keep an eye on this and sit up at center north roof. Nomad seeing Nardu as well, but shots did not connect. And now Noto trying to push out through that smoke. And Nardu gonna find that great angle onto Noto, clearing out the north push. Cash Crazy on center. Tank courtyard there. Jay Welch in by post office. Brandon J in hospital. 3v4.
The flankers heading back to the west, going towards like a north rooftop right now.
Brandon J did see Nardu cross right there in the opening, just behind that tall pole, as lasers are now focused up onto that area as Jay Welch is looking towards the north. Cash Crazy maybe making a rotation to try to find that flanker. But you can see what one flanker does to an offense. Doesn't matter if the flanker keeps progressing, and he actually has this time. But even if you put pressure onto, you know, a flank side, it really slows down the offensive push because they start getting worried about where that person is. The art of flanking is not just about how far you can run around the map and how much ground you can cover, but it's about, you know, stopping the progression and getting one kill or even two, and then even possibly rotating back and then helping your teammates. You get 1 or 2 kills, you can only go so long before you get picked off, more than likely, and you know it's better just to go back, help your teammates, and be a 5-strong defense still. Jay Welch jumping walls here, looking for Hondo as he does hear him.
He's more on like the south end of it.
Nardu has made his way back towards the courtyard. And the flank is going to pay off as Nardu has 3 kills so far. And keeps making those slow rotations closer and closer to the offense as they are now going to be worried about what's behind them.
Why don't you come down here and show it off?
Can we just hug real quick? Then we can fucking knife fight?
I would love to hug this out, but I can't.
Oh. Yeah, one's inside burning with me. Secret lovers. Secret lovers. You weren't there, what the fuck?
And Nardu finding a fourth, but finally gets taken down with the quick refrag from Virus onto Brandon J as them shots did come out, telling the defense exactly where he was. Unfortunate events, but finally got that flanker as Nardu cleans house there and gets a 4-piece on that defensive rotation. And PK going up 3-0 here on map number 2. And what a push by Nardu into the north there, as he did make his way through the north, found Nomad, getting in a bit of gunfight there, taking him out, and then finding one of the members in the north, along the north wall, the 4th north wall. And the unfortunate events on that north wall is you do only have that small little cubby hole to come out of. So once you're exposed and know you're in there, you either got to backtrack out of that alley, or you have to try to push that little hole into a wide open ground. And you know, then flanked by Nardu, the way the angle that he took really confused the guy coming out of that hole. They thought they were more towards the objective area. And then Nardu just continued to make his rotation. Didn't get too aggressive in the beginning. He held up in the north to make sure they knew where people were coming from. And then he just slowly made his rotation, picking off one more in Tank Courtyard and then another one there at Center Burning. And impressive job there by Nardu and the PK defense.
Right. And Mike's.
Just be ready, because they're going to be on your ass fast.
And PK gets the quick spawn as they are spawning directly behind the hospital. And shots should come out here from Noto. Noto does not see Hondo, but finds Diesel. And Hondo quickly gets that refrag onto Noto now. Diesel again only down. And should get that revive. Nardu finding Nomad. And Jay Welch with an excellent shot there onto Diesel, or onto Hondo in gas station.
He's down. 52, what the fuck?
Yeah, hey, right side of the break in the wall and impact.
Did hear a drone out as Brandon J finds another one, and Jay Welch finds one. Brandon J finds the second. And that 4v2 quickly turned into a 2v1, now a 1v1. All down to Jay Welch versus Virus here on this round. Jay Welch does have to rotate, and Virus should pick him off here if he is watching. And Jay Welch is just rotating because he does not want to get capped on as the last thing, because it'll end in the map and the match. Staying out in the open, Virus should spot him here very quickly. And Jay Welch just looking, didn't know how many were left. There was a lot of trades that happened there, and if there was more than one left, he did not want to get capped on, and that's why you saw him just frantically running around, basically saying, "Kill me. I do not want to get capped on." Take the 1-point loss rather than the 2-point loss. Stay alive in the game. That is a hard one to defend by yourself, as you can cap from inside, outside, and above. As you can tell, you have out here, you know, you can creep along this wall, and you can cap out here. You can cap obviously on the inside where it was, or you can come up to the second story and also cap. You know, one of those like Kiat type of objectives where there's so many angles that one person can't watch all of them at the same time, and you leave yourself risky, you know, and open to a cap. And that's why you saw Jay Welch just frantically running around out here, basically saying, kill me. Hopefully I get lucky and see you before you see me. Going into round number 5, we do switch objectives.
Looking at all.
As we do have the hospital ambulance objective.
You're right next to me.
A lot of defensive smokes coming out as they want to cross this south approach safely and not get picked off. If the spawn was in the north, the offense would be able to push onto that rooftop and possibly pick out some shots. Now, that is one great thing about Onward, and the fact that the spawns are not always in the same location for the offense. So the defense really doesn't know where the offense is going to start the round. So that changes up the whole fact of how you're going to play the defense, what angles you can take early on, and what rotations you can make a few seconds into the round. And that's why you saw the defensive smokes. All that utility was used, but that's because they wanted to protect themselves from a north spawn. And flash comes out from Virus right onto Brandon J's head. Wonderful flash. Smokes coming out to protect that second story approach as Diesel finds one in the South Dunes. And smoking out Virus there as Hondo should be seeing Brandon J here very shortly. Lots of smokes on OBJ. Will Blackwatch use this smoke and try to push? Again, Hondo may find... Oh, what a great smoke by Jay Welch. Noto now working in from the back. If he can take out Virus. And Virus does get that shot. Nardu coming in. Jay Welch looking for that cap as well, but he gets taken down as PK holds that one down with all the defense possible. PK going up 5-0 here in map number 2 as well. Finishing the game off and the matchup. Wow. What a job there by PK. Great work, and that is why you see them in the tops of the leaderboard. PK, a very strong team. Blackwatch, nothing to shy at either, man. Very strong team, but PK has been around for quite a while and has some great strategy and play style. Good matchup for PK, taking the win tonight 10-0, and we do want to congratulate them and best of luck in the postseason. We shall see what happens with the score lines and the rest of the weekend. Plenty more casts coming out from the IVRL group and myself. I am off all weekend. Well, I should be casting pretty much all weekend. Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday night. If you want to get casted, get into the IVRL Discord and get into League Gen. I usually post on which ones to vote for. Just let me know if you want to see some cast. As a player in the game, you cannot ask to be casted directly to the casters, but you know, hey, shout out when you do see those. When I do the voting, I'll post something in League Gen about, you know, which ones you want to be casted, and you can vote as a group, as an individual, and, you know, see what happens. But this weekend, plenty more casts coming out from the IVRL as we are in the final week of regular season number 1, and playoffs and our postseason should start here in the next week or two, as the final details will come out here in the next few days. Again, want to thank everybody for being here this evening. I am Lampy28, your solo caster for tonight. Congratulations to Peacekeepers taking this matchup 10-0 over Blackwatch. I'll catch you later. Have a good night, and God bless.